Hello, beautiful Aglow community. Let's come together and practice today. We're going to practice conscious movement, embodying a sense of self energy. And today we're going to play with some playfulness and some consciousness and with an intentionality to move and shift energy, to move and shift the energies in our bodies, in our minds, in our hearts, right? In our heart centers, which really emanates the most energy of anywhere in our body energetically through our heart brain, through the whole body, the energy and emotional bodies, and the spiritual body, right? So that we're coming together and then we're building in this sense of being able to connect to our higher selves. And through this togetherness, through these conscious actions. So this will be a full spectrum class, some playfulness, some intuition, some self energy, and really just some movement and breath. But again, that focus of really shifting the energies, that we are co-creators with this universe and that we can shift and move energies and transform energies. And it's super, super powerful alchemy. And this is a beautiful, healing, therapeutic way of doing it together. So I'm going to move over to the mat. And we're going to start with, I'm going to teach you breath of fire so that we can really see the alchemy. And if you want any props or anything that feels good to you, I love my bolster. I love my blankets. I got all my props here. So, because we're going to start sitting. So find a comfortable position. Beautiful thing about these recordings is that you can absolutely pause at any time if you need more time to set yourself up or if you're learning something. And as always, this is your practice. Please adapt anything to meet your needs during this practice. If you need to come out of something earlier and come back in or adapt something or do something different, please, we are always following our intuition, our instincts, and we're listening to our body. We're in this yoga practice. Yoga is about union, right? Union, yoking, and really being mindful of our body, of our minds, of our spirit and our self energy and our heart. And one of those capacities is to really listen to the body because we often override the body. So we really want to become embodied in that. And so this first practice, breath of fire, an Agni, fire, right, energy, can be very cleansing, purifying, awakening, really kind of bringing us in and up into more energy, raising the energy into like what we might say in many cases, this kind of nervous system activation, but in a way to also purify, move energy. So you can go slower, you can speed up, like find what works for you. If you're newer to this, just you can always start off slow. You can practice little things, right? Because it does have a lot of energy to it. So when we go to do breath of fire, there's like a contraction with our abdominal. So you can see just even starting with that, my abdominal muscles, keeping my shoulders actually relaxed, my face relaxed if possible, right? So we're not bringing tension in, and then just contracting the belly, and you may even put your fingers here onto your belly, and we start to contract, and then we bring in the breath. So as we contract, it's like an exhale happens in your nose. And you may need, so interesting, but you may need Kleenex for this. So again, you can wait, you can stop, you can get Kleenex. So I always have Kleenex at my little yoga stash here. And just bring out anything that may or may not be beneficial to you. Okay. Yep, lots of snot. It's that fall congestion when I'm doing this practice. When you're watching, it could be any time. But okay, so coming back and just getting what you're comfortable with. You can always get it after too, or maybe you don't need it. So again, we just come into this, and you really kind of want it to actually, you want to learn how to just be in a more relaxed, just like this, and then exhale as you contract. So you can do it a little more slow and consciously, like you can speed it up. You can use mudra in your hands. You could have your hands open. I'm open to receiving. You can ground with your hands down. You can bring your fingers together. Whatever feels best to you today. Relax through the lower back. If you have any tension there, it's common to bring tension there. And just take a break. It's better to take breaks in between this. And if you're learning this, for sure, but even if you are more advanced, you've been doing this for a long time, it's better to actually take a break. Relax again through that lower back, that diaphragm, your face, your shoulders, blow your nose. Good for that congestion, clearing out. And let's do that again. Find that seat in between. I notice some tension coming in my lower back, so I'm releasing that tension. Being really conscious as you're doing this in your body. Slow it down. You may even release through the mouth, sigh. Lots of congestion. Beautiful way to cleanse, clear energy. Sigh out any energy. Shift, move. Notice any tension, move the tension. Oh, beautiful, right? Move in any way that feels good to you. Just be in stillness for a moment and just notice. Very powerful, very powerful. Even if you've just done a couple, if you slow it down, very powerful, right? Circulating energies. In my hands, I feel the energy in my hands. Exhale completely. And then let's start again. Just noticing. I have my hands down right now, just kind of grounding in the energies. Just noticing. You put your hand on your heart and just bring yourself, bring all your energies back. Take a breath coming up from the earth into your belly, your solar plexus, your heart, your throat, and then exhale it out through the top of your head. Again, gathering the earth energy, bringing it up into the belly, solar plexus, heart, throat, and then exhale it out. Now reverse. Gather those energies from the cosmos. Imagine them coming in through the crown of your head, your third eye, your throat, just filling those areas. Meeting in the heart, and then exhaling down. All the way back into the earth. Gather. Meeting here at the heart. Taking as much as you can and then slowly exhaling. Beautiful. Okay, let's start with some circles. I do these a lot because they're so good for us. So I want you to inhale forward, exhale and contract back, and really exaggerate as much as feels good to you. Inhale, exhale. Stirring up some energy. Almost like you have a cauldron. A washing machine. Let's go the opposite way. Take your time to find that rhythm. Inhaling, exhaling, really churning those organs. You want to do your cauldron. You can go as slow or as fast as your body wants. Just follow your intuition. Let your self-energy tell you what feels good, or you can speed up at times, slow down at times. It's your practice. Every day is a different day that your body needs different things. Find what works for you. Couple more. then coming to center. I'm gonna open my hands this time, just receive and notice for a moment. Relax through the face, the shoulders, the spine, the lower back, the hips. Just take it in, take in the energies, notice any shifts. Beautiful. So now we can put our hands in. If you want to switch, like if you've been in that for a while and you want to switch legs forward, feel free to do that. And of course you can do that at any time, balancing out what feels good to you. If you want to sit again, if you're on a bolster, if you're on blankets, if you're on a pillow, if you're on your blocks, or if you're just on the mat, that's fine too. And then put your hands on your shins or towards your shins. And then we're gonna start doing like a cat-cow. So we're gonna contract that belly back and really relax through the upper spine. There you go. And then we're gonna shift forward in the opposite direction. Shoulders come back, heart comes up and open, and then we exhale back. And you can do a long deep breath, or you can speed it up and start moving into that breath of fire. So slower. Faster. Find your pace, what works for you, and you can always shift your pace. Find your rhythm. Work in the spine, the energy. Soften through your neck and let that just be organic. You're not really doing like hard neck movements with it, but you can let your neck just organically move. Soften through the jaw. Let the energies move through your spine. Even if you do quicker movements, there's not a rush to it. There's not a frantic urgency. Find a pace for you. And if that's needing to slow down, where you don't have that energy, let your parts relax back to the side and you can stay conscious and stay in self. That's more important than how fast or slow you go. It's finding that rhythm for you today that you can stay conscious. This is actually one of my favorite. Just relax, moving anywhere. Need to move my jaw, my neck here some. Oh, that feels good. If you want that grounding, put your hands down. If you want that receiving, put your hands up. Right now my hands want to intuitively go down. My eyes want to close. They can stay open or closed, whatever feels good to you. Just soften through the face and just notice. Beautiful, beautiful. So put your hands up on your shoulders and we're going to start to inhale right, exhale left. And you can go slower. Faster. Really wring out that torso. Again, find a pace, a rhythm that feels good, but you're not like forcing. You're not, right? There's none of that in it. There's this like synchronistic movement. And that may take some time, but take off the edge, right? We don't want this forcing energy through our bodies. We want this like flow. So finding that for you, finding your breath, your pace. We want to open the energies. Work with all parts of us, all energies, not against. We're not fighting. We want to let go of the fighting. Let your neck just be natural with it. Soften your face. And just start to slow down. Come to center. Put your hands, what feels good to you, and just notice I feel lots of energy moving from that. So just be with the energies as they are. Your breath. With yourself. Be with all parts of you. Notice if yourself is in the lead, and just breathe into your heart consciously a couple times. Okay, so now we're going to do like a punching movement. Again, we don't want to be like, right? We want that softness, but also that strength. So we're finding this dialectical balance here between softness and strength. Compassion, self-compassion, and fierce compassion, as Kristen Neff says, right? This balanced energy that we can be courageous and strong, but we also at the same time can be soft and compassionate. And so finding that energy in our bodies as we start to punch in and out, and then finding your breath, your consciousness, really working with that heart energy here. That self-compassion and that fierce compassion at the same time. Go at a pace that feels good to you. Again, you can go faster, you can go slower, you can go just right in between, whatever feels good to you. Hold your center. If you need a break at any time, that's okay too. But keep going if you can. And holding your center. Let go of any rigidness. You might find that you're slowing down. Go with your body. Listen to your body. A little bit longer, 30 seconds or so. Meet together. Let it go. Let all the energies go. Move it out. Lots of energies, just noticing, receiving. Wow, lots of energies in my hands, my arms, my heart, even the back of my heart. Just notice whatever it is for you. You may massage your thighs and just anchor in, grounding some of that energy. Your breath. You have it in with you to work with your own energies. Very powerful. We're going to do a bilateral, working the hemispheres of the brain, both sides of the body. And we're going to lift our right shoulder. And sigh. Release it out, bring it down. We're going to lift left. Sigh. So inhale. Go at a pace that feels good to you. If you need to build or lengthen this, no big deal, just come out. You can build over time. You have that capacity. Sometimes these do take some time to build that energy because it is so much energy, so much release, so much nervous system activation. For those that have a little bit more one, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 1, 1, kind of a magic number for many. We're gonna just, release, stretch out forward, stretch those hands, and up top. Oh, that feels good. Let's do that again. Just really stretching long. You may want to go to one side. The other side. Back. Shake it out. Let's do some neck rolls. You can do just side to side, especially if you have any neck or cervical issues. And then anyone who wants to go all the way around, you can add the full circle. They're both super powerful. Just do what feels best in your body, what's good for you. Whatever way you chose to go is the right way for you today. And we'll even out both sides some. Breathe, be conscious with your neck and your cervical spine. Listen. Releasing any stuck energies. I have lots of crunchiness in there. Working with it. Again, not against it, with it. And other way. Opening the throat chakra gives us a voice, expression, creativity. It lets it come out into the world in powerful ways. When our heart's open, it brings out the heart expressions. And our solar plexus brings out the empowerment that we can do that and we can shine and express ourselves in the world, and we don't have to be perfect. We can make mistakes, just slowing down, coming together, noticing. We can be human and still create beautiful things. There is space and room in this world for all of our creations, all of them. We are not in competition. There is space, room for all of us and all of our creations. And then let's just start to move one side, using your breath, to the other side. And just find a pace that works for you. First, just moving dynamically, side to side, really opening those side bodies, opening our expansion for joy in our lives. Opening the side bodies helps open the fronts and backs of our energy systems, our back body. And then hold to one side, using your breath. If you want to look up towards your palm or down through your other hand or just center, whatever feels best for you. Again, this is your body. Listen to your body. Breathe. Elongate with your breath. And come to center. And let's do that other side. Even it out. Take your time. Find your pose, find your gaze. Wherever you're gazing, just find something to gaze on. A drishti. And just find your breath. Soften your eyes. Relax through that hip, keeping the opposite hip down, and elongate. Beautiful. Coming back to center. All right. So let's all meet in downward dog. Remember, for anyone who needs more props, you can use a chair. You can always use a chair, or you can use something. You can use blocks. You can use, this is like a poof, right? Anything to help you in any of these poses. So just finding your way to downward dog, and I like, of course, my blocks to give me lots of space. And you can keep, in fact, we're gonna play a little bit here in dog. So as you come in, you can spread your feet maybe as wide as the mat, if that feels okay to you. Maybe your arms too. And like I said, you can, at any time, right? You can come to a wall, a chair, right? And then extend out from there. So please know there are many ways of doing this. And they're all great for your body. And especially when we are in it longer, use whatever serves you. So first we're just going to come onto our tippy toes and a little bit forward. Use your breath, staying in the body. And let go of any rigidity. Just try to find like a playful flow for you. Relax through the neck. You may start to bend the knees. Breathing back and then forward. Maybe you find your own little playful thing. That's completely up to you. Explore. Maybe start coming like a wave. Like water. Flowing. If you're shaking, let it shake if you can. You can also pause. You can come in child's pose anytime. But let any shaking just shake through you, regardless if you pause or go into another position. Let it move. Let the energies move and do what they need and want to do. And then walk the dog. Bring your feet a little closer and just see what that feels like. And maybe those hands, if that feels okay, or stay. And just find a couple moments, a couple breaths in downward dog. And then start to walk forward. To forward fold, ragdoll. And again, you can spread your feet as far as you want. You can even put your toes out a little bit if that feels really good to you in, because we're playing right now. So you can feel different ways in your body. Working different muscles, different fascia, different energies. And you may want to sway back and forth, bending the knees a little, or as much as you want. Playing with this movement. Opening the hips. Using your breath. Relax through the face and jaw. Yeah, and I just noticed myself come in a lot deeper, like all of a sudden this opening through my hips. It takes time. You know, my body, even though I do this most days, my body still says, wait a minute, you know, and then drops in once it feels safe enough and has that expansion. And then just come to stillness wherever feels best to you. If you want to do a different variation, that's fine. Using your breath. Keep your knees bent a little bit. Exhale completely on your next exhale. Letting it all go. And then halfway up, zip up, shoulders back, open through the back of the heart. Relax the neck, the back side of the neck. Your chin comes just slightly in. Knees bent slightly. Sit bones up. If you want to add a little more, you can do airplane. Building your strength, your courage, your capacity. Remember, you can stay here, you can stay on a chair, you can do it at the wall. Building capacity, strength, courage, self-energy. And then come all the way up. Oh, crack in my back, that felt great. Chiropractic. And let's do that stretch again that we did earlier. Crack, crack, crack. A lot of Vata, air energy. It's dry and pretty still hot here or warm. It's fall at this time for me. Again, you may be watching this at a different time, but lots of air energy. You can sway your hips back and forth. Come to a 5-pointed star. And just notice expansion. And maybe we expand back, forward. Beautiful. Just finding your rhythm. Back to 5-pointed star. Let's move those hips. Beautiful. And from here, coming into a warrior position, warrior two. Find your position. You can sit on a chair too. You can sit back on a chair and then bring your legs out. Find your breath. Let's rotate to the opposite side. And again. And again, you can find your pace. And other side. And back to the opposite side. Stay here for a moment. Look to your fingertips, that drishti. And then open up to your side. Using your breath. And then side angle. You want to look up towards your hand or down below. Back to warrior two. And to the other side. Take your time, find your position, breathe in. Look towards your fingers, your gazing point. Soften your eyes. Melt in. And moving to the side. Using your breath. Your breath is your guide. Side angle. Back to warrior two. Back to five-pointed star. Back to your hip movements. Maybe some circles. Other way. Belly dancing. Hands to the heart. Just notice your energy, taking a moment. Prayer pose or hands on the heart. Releasing some of that energy. And coming into goddess or horse pose. If you want to kind of move side to side, if you want to stay with your hands at your heart, or if you want to move and bring your hands onto your knees or your thighs. Oh, that feels good. And move side to side, just opening those shoulders, arms. Some on the back. Back to heart. And back to five-pointed star. Back to downward dog. Take a couple breaths here. And let's bring your right leg up. Turn to the side and open through your hip Again, you can do this at the wall or with a chair. If you want to flip your dog, you might not want to be on a block. Go ahead. Open up. Coming back. Right leg up. And let's bring it all the way through. Coming into a lunge. And then dynamic movement here. You can come in and out of lunge and pyramid. Or move in whatever way serves your body. You can always bring your knee down. You can come into runner's lunge. Use your body. Your breath, your awareness. And come back now to your lunge and really let your hips sink. So whether you're in a low lunge and you let the hips sink, or you're in a higher lunge, let the hips sink. Breathe. And then come to pyramid. Walk that back foot up about 45-degree angle. And the more space you have in between, like you're not on a tightrope, the more stability you have. Your back leg and that hip comes forward. And then you can come halfway, at blocks. You can come all the way down. Even out the hips as much as you can. Use your breath. Elongate your spine if you can. And your foot that's forward, with me it's my right foot, if it's your right foot or if it's left foot. Push that hip back. Really notice the opening through the hip and the hamstring. Then come halfway. And from here, for those who want to do a balance, this will be our balance for today. You may want to block. You can do the block on the high or the mid end, or you could use a chair, or you could use the wall. So please do that. And your foot that's forward, you're going to anchor that in. Anchor your four corners of your feet. Engage your strength. And then start to lift up the back leg, and then your hand is on the block, the floor, a chair, or the wall, and you start to come forward, evening the leg out as if it's standing, and your body then is coming forward. And if you can raise your arm comes up into half moon. You can look down, up, or stay. I like my head right here, right now. Using my breath. Little bit, as I did that, a little bit of knee bending So you're not locking your leg out too much, which actually engages more strength to do. And use your breath. Good, and then slowly coming down. Come back to downward dog. And we'll do the other side. Using your breath. Finding your breath. And bring the left leg up. And you can open to the side. For those who do want to flip the dog, go ahead. Coming back. And we're going to bring that leg that's up, if it's your left or if you're on the opposite side, through to lunge. And we're going to start playing again. So playing in your lunge, in your diamond or pyramid shape, low lunge, runner's lunge, or whatever movement serve you. Nice, and let's meet in lunge. And really release through that hip. So you can be in low lunge, high lunge, but just really let that hip just release. Oh, yeah. It's the hip of your back leg, like it just, the psoas, the front of the hip. Nice, and then coming to pyramid. Find your pyramid, take your time, find where you have some stability. Your front leg, hip, back. Back leg about 45 degrees. You can have as much space in between your legs as you want. And then once you have that, you can either come forward like this onto your blocks or a chair, or even the wall, and or come down and move that hip back again, the front hip and the back hip up so that they're coming more into alignment. And elongate your spine as much as you can. And just breathe into the areas of tightness, tension. Soften through your face. Oh, this feels good. I definitely get tight here. Engage the four corners of your feet, hip back, and you may even engage your back thigh. So you raise through the knee, engage that thigh, take it off your knees. Beautiful. Now we're going to come into our half moon. I'm going to switch just so you can see me better. So you can stay where you're at. And again, find your block, chair, or whatever that you're going to use, or if you're just using the floor. Stabilize this front leg. Slight bend. Engage your thigh. Stabilize the four corners of your feet. You can even raise your toes to do that. Engage the strength in that leg. So you're getting ready. Have your hand wherever it's going to be on the wall, block, chair, floor. And then you start to raise that back leg. Actually, you can keep both hands down, raise first. And then start to open. So you open the hip, and then your leg is it's standing on the ground, and you open that hip. And then you can start to raise. See how easy it is? Yeah. Then you can start to raise that arm. Find your spot. Come as far as you can. Use your breath. If you fall out, you just come back in like I did. And then find where you want to your gaze. You can look forward like I am, or up towards your hand, or down towards your other hand. If you can raise the leg more, open the hip more, go for that. Using your breath. Let's do 2 more breaths. And then just slowly starting to come back. And down. Finding your downward dog. Just taking a couple breaths here. And then we're going to come down on our knees. So if you're ready to do that already, feel free. Otherwise, 2 more breaths here. Moving into child's pose. Beautiful. Coming down nice and gently. Do you want your legs more spread apart? Whatever feels good to you, finding your child's pose. You want your arms stretched out, or you could put them into prayer at the top, or you could have them back and relaxed. Whatever feels best to you. I want you to take a moment here and just notice. Notice your energy, your breath. Let everything come down, sigh, release any tensions. Beautiful. Just slowly coming up, sitting on your knees, adjusting yourself. And then just kind of rolling down to one side and bringing your legs out in front. We're going to do Janasana, and we're just going to bring in our right leg. And then we're going to turn our torso towards our left leg or extended leg if you're on the opposite side. If you want to use your blocks, you can bring them to the side. You can even do this as you want to stretch. You can do more restorative and put your bolster, pillows, blankets, whatever, and then come forward. So if you're doing the more active, you lengthen through the spine, torso, and then you keep your spine long, then relax through the head. If you're doing more restorative, you just move forward and you can round more through the back. And you just breathe wherever you're at. Letting it all go, let the practice go. Let your lower back release and relax as much as you can. The upper back. Breathing into the backside, body. And then just see if you can let it all go. Even if you're doing the active, just let it go. Let yourself melt. Let your breath just be natural. Let your body do, if it shakes, if it does something, just let it do it. Just let it all go. Take a sigh. And just slowly coming up. I'm going to switch sides. And again, if you want to start with that more active, take that spine. Turn towards your front leg, torso, long spine. And if you just want it all restorative, just let yourself come down. And just breathe wherever you're at. Relax through the face. Let the side right hip go of your front leg. Release through the back. The shoulders. If you're in the active position, let it all go. Let it all go. Just relax it all. Let your breath become natural. And slowly coming up. We're gonna do shoelace. So in this pose, you bring your knees together. But for some of you, you may be more like this. You can always put a block there to relax it back. Or for this side of the foot, or pillow or bolster. And for those that can bring the knees together, bring them together as much as you can. It's a little easier generally to have your feet a little bit more forward, a little more to come back, but you want this that you can actually be here for a while. So if it's a lot of tension, like back out some, right? Back out, fine, you can move around. You want both sit bones down. You can also sit on a block. This can bring a lot of space for those knees, or a bolster, or of course blankets, or on a chair. So many options. Pause it if you need more time to kind of find that. And then for those that your knees are together, if not, just stay where you're at and breathe. And for those that are, you can come forward. And just find that place to relax. Good hip opener. You can add a forward fold if that works. If not, just soften your face. Breathe into the back of your heart. And into your hips. Use any props to help you comfortable so you can be in this. If you're not comfortable, your nervous system will notice it, and that is way more important than getting deeper into the pose. You want your nervous system to start to relax, so come out. Use whatever, because you've gone too far if your nervous system, or if you're jittery, or if you're trying to move, or it's just too uncomfortable. You've gone too far. Your nervous system is really what we're treating here, working with. And if you don't listen to your nervous system, it will create issues in your body and your mind, and symptoms, and over time. So start listening, and if you have to come back, just come back. Let your parts know it's okay, just breathe. Yourself knows what you need. I know they're trying to work hard, let them know they don't need to. And that you're helping your whole system, your nervous system, just learn to relax. Learn to go into that ventral vagal response. Learn to lead from self energy. And then you just come back again and again and keep doing these practices whenever you can. Letting it all go. Knowing so much love. My heart is so open, and opening the back of my heart, breathing into it, I'm feeling so much love for all of you, gratitude for this practice. So I'm sending you those vibrations, sending you that love, compassion. Wherever you are, whenever you are, whoever you are all welcome. You are all beautiful human beings. And then slowly coming out, we're going to go to the opposite side. You may get creative. Take all the time you need to find that other side. This side might have a different story. It might feel different than the other side. Maybe a different story in your hip, in your knees, and your legs, and your body, your lower back, wherever. So find what you need. Get on your bolsters, use your props, whatever you need. Find where you can be comfortable in this position. You could also do like this, right? I mean, there's so many different variations. So take the time, pause if you need to, take the time. It's all good, because wherever you're at that you start to feel some of that resistance, right? You want just enough that you can actually sit with it for a while, right? And be with it, but it's not jacking your nervous system. Then you're working your hips. So it doesn't really matter what you look like in it. Just find that. If you want to move forward, if you're in this position, you can move forward. Otherwise, just stay where you're at and breathe. Let go of the perfection. Let go of the need for it to be a certain way. Back off if your nervous system is getting too jacked. Find your normal breath. This coming again and again builds the circuits, it builds the energies, it shifts our energies, and it builds the capacity to show up in the world in our self-energy. It builds the capacity to heal our wounds, emotional, physical, energetic, spiritual. It gives us the capacity to find our gifts from our ancestors, from our lineage, from our self-energy, to connect to the earth, Mother Earth, to the cosmos, to whatever works for you. There's no right language, whatever resonates for you. Connect to love. Take a couple breaths into your back of your heart. Just notice. And slowly coming back, we're going to move into Shavasana. You could also do child's pose. You could go to the wall and put your legs up to the wall. You can turn to your side if that feels better than Shavasana, or lay down in Shavasana. If you have an eye pillow, blankets, whatever you need coming into your Shavasana, or your resting ending pose if you choose a different pose, or if you want to just sit in silence, you can sit in a comfortable position. Take a big breath in and just let it all out. And just let your body fall into natural rhythm, relaxation. Let your feet relax. Moving up your legs, let your legs relax. Let your hips and pelvis melt and relax. Let your back of your spine, your lower back, your mid back, your upper back, relax. Let your belly, your ribs, your chest,
and your side bodies relax. Let your shoulders relax. Let your arms, hands relax. Let your neck release. And soften your jaw, your face, and your eyes, the back of your skull. And just relax. Relax your breath, your brains, your energies. And just take a moment to notice. Let your mouth hang open and the inner ears soften. Releasing through that jaw. Let's take 3 more breaths into the heart, into the front, and if you want to do also the back, kind of the whole heart center. Three for the trinity of the heart, the mind, and the body. And gently turning to whatever side feels best to you. If you're lying, if you're sitting, just stay sitting. If you're already on your side, just notice how it feels. And at your pace, nice and consciously, just coming up to a seated position. I'm going to come closer to you to connect. Beautiful souls. Placing your hands on your heart or in prayer mudra. From me to you, to the world, with so much love. May you have a beautiful day. Namaste.